Sorry for the delay, guys. Actually, I have some technical issue here because of that reason. Okay. So can we start? So how to create the partitions? We'll see now. Okay. So how to create a partition? How we need to store the data into the partitions? We'll see now. So using fdisk command, I'm creating the partition. Okay. So fdisk. So dev sda. Now I'm creating new partition. So n, the two primary partition I'm creating. So third partition I'm creating already will have the two primary partition. The first sector we should not give anything. I'm providing the second sector value is 2 GB. That means last sector value. So partition 3 of the Linux size 2 GB is set. Now P to print the partition table. See here. So dev sda3 is a partition it got created. The partition size is 2 GB. Okay. So if you want to can create extended partition, if you want to can create logical drives also. So if you require, you can create the extended partition and logical drives also, depends upon your requirement. Okay. So how to create the extended partition, guys? Again, N. So we need to use E to create the extended partition. First sector, we should not give anything. And then last sector also, we should not give anything. The total 8 GB partition it got set as extended now. So P to print the partition table. So dev sda4 as an extended partition. So 8 GB will have. So 8 GB will have. Okay. So now I'm creating few logical drives with the help of this extended partition. So again, N to create the new partition. First sector we should not provide. Again, I'm trying to creating 2 more GB partition as a logical drive using extended partition. Okay, using extended partition. So then I enter. So P to print the partition table. So dev sda5. So 2 GB it got created. It's a logical drive. It's a like Linux type. So now I need to save this partition table. So W to save the partition table. I saved and quit from the fdisk and back to the desktop. Then we need to update the partition table. So using partprobe command. So dev sda, then enter. So without executing the partprobe command, you are unable to access the devices. That means partitions. Okay, so you are unable to access the partitions. So we need to execute the partprobe command to update the partition table. Okay, so to update the partition table. Now I'll do one thing. I'll create one directory. I'll create the mount point with the help of this directory. I'll do one thing. I'm creating the one directory on top of the desktop. Okay, so home student desktop. I'm creating the directory called dir1. The directory dir1 got created on top of the desktop. I'm using this directory to create the mount point. Okay, so mount is a command to create a mount point. Okay, so mount is a command. mount, then dev sda3 I'm going to use. I'm providing so dir1. See what happened. So what happened, guys? So dev sda3 is a write protector mounting read only. So because dev sda3 doesn't have any file system, guys. How to check the file system? So blkid. So blkid is a command. So dev sda3. See, it doesn't have any block ID. So here, because of that reason, so it doesn't have any file system to this particular partition. So without file system, can be able to store the data? We are unable to store the data without file system. So first of all, we need to assign the file system. That means we need to format this partition. How to format? mkfs-t is an option. Then dev. So we need to provide the file system type, except as file system I'm providing. So dev sda3, then hit enter. So we assign one file system to SDA3 partition. The two XFS file system are assigned for this particular partition. So if you want, you can check blkid. Now the file system it got created. So device name is DEVSDA3 and the UUID of the DEVSDA3. So universal unique ID. Universal unique ID. So type of the partition is XFS. Type of the partition is XFS. I hope you got it, guys. Okay. So now you can create the mount point. You can execute the mount command. So mount is a command and we need to provide the device name and then we need to provide the mount point directory name. Okay. Then hit enter. The mount point it got created on top of the desktop. Then you can create the files and directories inside the dir1. So if I'm creating the files and directories inside the dir1 automatically, so the directories and files it will store into the mount point. Okay. So now go to home student desktop and then dir1, then create few files here. So a b c d x y z, like this ones I'm trying to create in here. Okay. So I'm creating few directories. Okay, so I'm creating few directories here. So like this you can create. Okay, so let's see here. So a few directories and few files I was created. So usually, so what we are thinking, we are creating the files and directories inside the dir1. So actually we are not creating the files and directories inside the dir1, guys. We are creating the files and directory inside the dvsda3. So dvsda3 is a block. Okay, so dvsda3 is a block. If you want, you can check the mount point. So execute the mount command. See here, we'll have the mount point dvsda3 on home student desktop dir1. The type is XFS. It having read and write permission, real-time permission, scalable attributes, everything will have here. Okay. Apart from mount command, if you want, you can use df-th also. Okay. See here. So df-th. So now capital TH, guys, we should use capital T. Okay. So see here DVSDA3. So having the XFS partition type and 2 GB space will have the 2 GB is available. So only 2% be utilized per mount point. Okay. It got mounted on home student desktop. On top of the desktop, we'll have the one directory called dir1. I use this dir1 to create a mount point. Okay. Like I said, drive letter in Windows. So I hope you got it, guys. If I reboot the machine, what will happen? We are going to lose the mount point because so we created temporary mount point with the help of mount command. If I reboot the machine, what will happen? Automatically, the mount point we are going to lose. We are not going to lose the data, guys. Only we are going to lose the mount point. That's it. We have the data into our DVSDA3, not into dir1. Clear? So dir1 is a one directory. Instead of drive letter, we are using this directory that's it to store the data into the DVSDA3 partition. Clear? So I hope you got it, guys. Yes, no? Yes, guys, can you hear me? So now let's verify. Log in into your operating system. Any user account. Okay. See here, if you observe, it doesn't have the mount point on top of the desktop. It doesn't have the mount point on top of the desktop. Okay, so we lose the mount point. Okay, so now how we need to create the permanent mount point? So before we create a temporary mount point using the mount command. So if you created the temporary mount point, what will happen? Since if you reboot the machine, automatically you are going to lose the mount point. If you reboot the machine, automatically you're going to lose the mount point. Okay. Now, how we need to create the permanent mount point, we'll see. Okay, guys, we need to edit one configuration file called etc. All the configuration files that will be available inside the etc. So we'll have the one file called fstab. Open this etc fstab file. Okay, So fstab, file system tab, is a file name. etc fstab is a file. Inside the etc, we'll have the one file called fstab. Okay. So if you open this file with the help of VI or VIM editor, it will be looking like this. Okay. So go a little bit down. Okay. Go to the end of the page. Okay. And here we need to add few entries to create the permanent mode point. So we need to add few entries inside the etc fstab file. So to create a permanent mode point. So now we'll see how to create the permanent mode point using etc fstab file. Okay. So /dev sda3 is the name of the partition. Okay. So if you want, you can provide the name of the partition. If you want, you can provide the UUID of the partition. Both are same. So better to provide the name of the partition. So UID, it's a little bit lengthy UID will have. While you try to copy the UID, so from your terminal to fstab, sometimes you'll get some typo mistake. If you're getting the typo mistake, what will happen in the sense? So if you reboot the machine, so if you did any mistake into the fstab, the operating system, it is going to enter into the rescue mode. Okay. So because of that reason, better to provide the name of the partition. DEVSDA3 is a name of the partition. Okay. So from where I need to create the mode point. So home student, on inside the student will have the desktop. On top of the desktop will have the dir directory. Clear? So we need to provide the directory name. So where I need to create a mode point. Okay. The particular directory name I need to provide. Okay. So then go to here and then, so first field partition name, next field directory name, so with whom we need to create a mode point, and then third field file system, XFS file system. I format the partition SDA3 partition, I format with the XFS file system. Okay. And permission, so by default permission I'm providing for this particular partition. So if you want, you can provide the read-only permission also, guys. Comma RO if you keep, what will happen in essence? We'll have the read-only permission for SDA3. You can able to read the data from SDA3, but you are unable to create the data. You are unable to store the data into the SDA3. So because of that reason, what I'm doing, I'm trying to providing the default system default permission to the particular, so DV SDA3 partition. So default means permission. So I'm providing system default. We'll have the read and write permission, scalable and real time, everything will have, okay, by default. And ACL permissions also will have by default. Okay. This zero, this field is dumping. So dumping means, so you need to take a dump of the data from this DVSDA3. Okay. So we should give 1 here for dumping. Okay. I'm disabling the dumping. So disable means 0 we should give. So 0 disable, 1 enable. So this is dumping field. So you need to take a like dump from this particular partition. We need to provide 1. So I am providing the 0. That means I am disabling the dumping. Doesn't require any dumping option here. Okay. Next 0. This is check sequence. So what is check sequence? So dumping and check sequence, guys. So what is check sequence? Check sequence means if you rebooting the machine, it will check the each and every partition, each and every device. If you having the back cluster into your partition or device, so if you enable this check sequence, what will happen in the sense on the spot it will check. It is not going to allow into the operating system. Clear? So it will check 1 by 1. So it will check root directory, it will check boot directory, it will check home directory, it will check swap, and then it will check so dir directory, each and everything. If you're rebooting the operating system at the time, it will check it, each and everything. So if you having any back clusters into your partition, it's not going to allow into the operating system. Again, you'll get the rescue error. So because of that reason, we need to disable this check sequence option also. 0, disable, 1, enable, 2, it will check later. So preferable 0 or 2, don't give 1 here. So if you're providing the 1, so if you're having any back cluster into your, so DV SDA3 partition, it is not going to allow into the operating system. Clear, guys? I hope you got it. So if you want, you can make a note. We won't get this stuff into the history. So this line we need to add. So DEV SDA3 and then space home student desktop dir, and then space, then XFS is a partition type and permission defaults. So dumping 0 and check sequence also 0. I'm disabling the dumping and disabling the check sequence both. Clear? Then save and quit. That's it. Then we need to execute one command called mount-a to reset the mount point, like to reset the fstab file system. Yes. See guys, I executed mount-a. Automatically the mount point it got created on top of the desktop. So if you want, you can check df-th. See here, dev sda3 xfs partition type. So 2 GB size of the partition, 2 GB is available, and it's got mounted on where home student desktop dir. So only 2% be used. Now let's reboot the system. Let's verify whether we'll have the partition mount point or not. Okay. So I'm rebooting the machine. So let's verify we'll have the mount point because we created permanent mount point. So using EPC fstab file. So because of that reason, we'll have the mount point. We are not going to lose the mount point now. So like this, we can create the permanent mount point using fstab file. I hope you're clear, guys. So mount-a to reset all the mount points into fstab file. Okay. I edit some entries into the fstab now. So we need to reload this entries. So into the fstab file. So we should execute mount-a. So mount, otherwise dvsda3 also you can give individually. Mount-a means we are going to reset all the mount points into fstab file. Clear? So I hope you got it, guys. So let's see here. We didn't lose any mount point. We didn't lose the data. Okay. Is there any limit? See, we doesn't have any limit. If you're creating the more mount points into the fstab, what will happen in the sense? The boot speed it is going to down. Because of that reason, in real-time environment, we'll have some services called AutoFS. So in servers, for example, I'm creating the mount point for NFS. So NFS directories will have the number of the NFS directories into the real-time environment. So we'll have one service called AutoFS. Using this AutoFS, they are going to create the mount point. Okay. Here we are not going to discuss any services here because of that reason. So I'm not going to teach the AutoFS here. Okay. So here, how to create the mount point with the help of fstab. Already I was given the information to you people. So you can create the number of the mount points. It's not a problem. But if you're adding the more mount points into the etc fstab file, what will happen in the sense? The boot speed it is going to down. So because while you are rebooting the machine at the time, it is going to check each and every mount point. If you're having the more mount points, so the boot timestamp it is going to delay. Okay. So I hope you got it, guys. Okay. So now, so let's see here. I hope you're clear how to create the partition. So dumping means backup. So while I'm disabling the backup option here. So I need not to take the total entire data. So if you require, so we'll have some different way to take the backup. We are going to create the snapshot. Using the snapshot, we are going to take the backup. Anyway, we are not going to use standard partition into the real-time environment. Milan, we are creating now standard partition. So in real-time environment, so people they are going to use LVMs. Okay. So LVMs, using the LVMs, we are going to take the snapshots and these all. That is a different story. So okay, so we'll see later. So how to create the LVMs in these also, maybe tomorrow we'll see. Okay. So this is standard partition. So how to create the standard partition? It's a one partition. You are unable to increase, you are unable to decrease this partition size. It's a one standard partition. To store the data into the standard partition, so this way we need to follow. So what we discuss now, so the way we need to follow. I hope you got it, Milan. Okay. So now, so I hope you're clear how to create the partition, how to create the mount point, permanent mount point. Yes? Yes, guys. So now we'll see how to create the additional, swap partition. Okay, so how to create a additional swap partition, we'll see now. Okay, I'm unable to copy this. Yes. There's a problem with this. Okay, I'll do one thing. Guys, if you want, you can take a snapshot if you require this. I'm unable to copy this because some problem I'm getting here. Okay. So now we'll see how to create the additional swap partition. So first of all, how to check the swap partition, guys? How to check the swap partition? Yes. How we need to check the swap partition? How much swap partition? What is a swap, first of all? So what is a swap, guys? Yes, guys. Chandana. So what is swap? So it's a virtual RAM. Okay, good. Okay, it's a virtual RAM. Okay, it's a virtual RAM. So what is the use of the swap partition? The virtual RAM, what it will do? Virtual RAM, what it will do, guys? Yes, changing the place of the partition. Sorry, presentation and processing the program. Extending RAM space. Okay, swap is a one partition. It's a virtual RAM. For example, if you have the 2 GB RAM into your laptop, so we are unable to get the good performance. We'll have some performance issues. I need to increase the RAM space, then only we'll get the good performance from the operating system. Okay. I doesn't have the space to add the one more physical RAM. Okay. Because I'm using old laptop, I doesn't have the one more slot to add the new RAM into my particular laptop. Okay. So now what I need to do? I have the hard disk space. I'm going to take some space from the hard disk. I will convert this space into the virtual RAM, that is called swap partition. This virtual RAM, it will support to the physical RAM and then we'll get the good performance. If the RAM, if it is full, so the swap partition, it is going to active, it is going to support the physical RAM and then we'll get the good performance. So because of that reason, we are going to use the RAM. So recommended, yes, it is possible in Windows also, but no one they are going to use in Windows. Okay. So this much of effective process we doesn't have in Windows. We'll have the option in Windows also. Okay, Windows also will have the option, but it's not that much of effective result. It is not going to provide in Windows like Linux. Okay, so now the recommended space of the virtual RAM equal to RAM or otherwise double of the RAM. If you're having the 2 GB RAM into your laptop, we need to provide 2 GB swap partition or otherwise 4 GB swap partition. Okay, that is recommended. Okay, so now how we need to check the RAM space, guys? How we need to check the RAM details? You know that. So already I was given the information long back while I'm teaching the file system hierarchy at the time. So which command I need to use to know the RAM space? How much RAM I have, I need to check. So I need to know the memory space, how to get the like memory. Cat proc mem info. Yes, cat proc mem info. See here. Go a little bit up. 2 GB RAM I have. I have the total swap partition is 10 GB. Total swap partition is 10 GB I have. Now my intention is already we'll have the swap partition 10 GB. I need to add 2 more GB partition. I need to add 2 more GB partition. Okay. So how to add 2 more GB as a swap, additional swap partition. So if you want, you can use this command also, free hyphen yum. So 2 GB RAM will have this much of in use and this much of in this much of free, and then so total RAM, swap 10 GB. Okay, I need to add 2 more GB for existing swap 10 GB. Now the swap it will become 12 GB. How to add the additional swap partition? We'll see now. Alright, guys. So how to add the additional swap partition? I need to take some space from the hard disk. I'm going to convert this hard disk space into swap partition as a virtual RAM. Okay. So now how to create the partition, guys? Yes. How to create the partition? Again, I need to create one more partition. Yes, guys. So I'll do one thing. I will reset this machine. I'm going to create new partition. Okay, I have the snapshot. I'm going to reset this machine. Again, I'm going to create the one more partition. How to create the partitions? Which command I need to use to create the partitions? Yes, guys. Fdisk is a command to create a partition. Yes. See here. So fdisk. So I'm trying to creating the new partition. Fdisk dvsda. Then hit enter. The new partition I'm creating, primary partition. So 3, third partition, first sector we should not provide anything, but the last sector I'm providing 2 GB. Okay. So 2 GB partition I was created. If you want, you can use P to print the partition table. So already we'll have dvsda1 and sda2. Recently I was created one more partition called dvsda3. The dvsda3 size is 2 GB. The partition ID is 83 and there's a Linux partition. Okay. It's a Linux partition. Now what I need to do in the sense, I need to change the partition type from Linux to Linux Fab Solaris. Clear? So from Linux to Linux Fab Solaris. How to change the partition type? Guys, please concentrate here. So T is an option to change the partition type. You can say exa code also. That means this code I'm trying to changing here. If you change this code, automatically the partition type it will change. Okay. So T we should use the option. Okay. So T we need to use, then hit enter. Then see here partition number 13. So by default 3 will have. So I need to change the type for dvsda3. Because of that reason I need to use 3 option here. See guys, hex code. Okay. So I doesn't know the swap Solaris hex code. So if you doesn't know the code, then you can use capital L option. You get the all the hexa codes related to your partitions. Okay. So let's see here. We'll have few hexa codes here. So go a little bit up. See here. Linux Swap Solaris. Linux Swap Solaris partition hexa code is 82. That's it now. The hexa code is 82 of the Linux Swap Solaris. Then we need to provide 82 is hexa code here. Then hit enter. See guys here. Change the type of the partition, type of partition, Linux to Linux Fab Solaris. Linux Fab Solaris. Then P to print the partition table. So let's see here. Before we'll have the Linux, now it became Linux Fab Solaris. So we need to create one partition according to your requirement, and then we need to change the hexa code of the partition. So by default, we'll have the Linux partition. Before we'll have 83 is a partition ID. So now what I did, I changed the hexa code of the particular partition called dvsda3. So as a 82. So 82 is a partition hexa code ID of the Linux Fab Solaris. We need to change the type of the partition. Clear? So I was created 2 GB partition. I changed the type of the partition. So Linux to Linux swap Solaris. Then W to save. W to save, and then partprobe, then DEV SDA. So DEV SDA, then hit enter. It got updated. So DEV SDA, it got updated. Clear? So now what I need to do? Okay, check free command, free -m. So we'll have the 10 GB partition. I was created one more partition. The size of the partition is 2 GB. The size of the partition is 2 GB. I need to add this 2 GB partition to existing swap partition. We'll have already 10 GB. So 2 plus 10, how much? 10 plus 2, 12 GB need to become. Okay, so first of all, after creating the partition, what we need to do? We need to assign the file system, guys. So we need to assign the file system. How to assign the file system? mkswap is a command here. To assign the swap file system to the particular partition, so we need to execute mkswap command. So mkswap, then dev sda3, then hit enter. So I assign the swap file system to this particular partition. So let's verify. So how to verify? blkid is a command. Then dev sda3, see here. So the type of the partition is swap now. So dev sda3 is a name, and uuid of the dev sda3, universal unique ID, the type of the partition is swap now. So swap. So I hope you're clear, guys. Now I need to activate this partition as a swap partition, additional swap partition. How to activate this? Okay. So swap on, then so dev sda3, then hit enter. That's it. Swap on is a command. Okay. Swap on is a command. So dev space swap on space dev sda3. Then let's verify the size of the swap now. See here. So before we'll have 10 GB, now it's became 12 GB. I hope you got it, guys. So now let's check the status of the swap. So swap on -s is a command. S means status. Already we'll have one partition called DM1. So it's a 10 GB while I'm installing the operating system at the time I was created. So one more partition recently I was added as a swap, that is dev sda3, and the 2 GB of the partition. So 10 plus 2, how much? 12 GB. Guys, if I reboot this mission, what will happen in the sense? What we added the like additional swap partition we are going to use. Okay, so let's see here. I'm rebooting this. If you're rebooting the operating system, so what will happen in the sense? We are going to lose the additional swap partition. We are going to lose additional swap partition. So that means we are activating a temporary swap partition. How we need to create the permanent swap partition, now we'll see. Okay. So login. Okay, so now let's see here, free -m. See, we lose the 2 GB partition. Okay, how we need to create the permanent swap partition? How we need to add the additional swap partition as a permanent? Okay, so again, what we need to do? We need to edit the fstab file. So etc fstab. Okay, so open this etc fstab. So go to the end of the line. Okay, go to the end of the line. Insert. Here we need to add dev sda. So dev, it's very simple, guys. dev sda3, then here no need to provide any directory, just you can write swap, that's enough. Okay, and here also file system also swap, then default, and then 0, I think default swap. Okay, yes, defaults 0 and 0, save and exit. Okay, now what I need to do, swap on -a, so to reset the swap partition. Now let's verify. See, got it? Then swap on -s will have the both the partition. So let's reboot this. You're not going to lose the swap partition. I hope you're clear, guys. So log in into operating system. Done. Let's verify whether we'll have the swap partition or not. Yes. So we'll have the swap partition. Okay. So 12 GB. Okay. So you need to off the swap partition. So swap off is a command. Then dev sda3. But you are unable to off the swap partition. What we'll have along with the operating system, we created one swap partition. You are unable to off this. You can off. So what you created additional swap partition. That one. Okay. So I hope you got it, guys. How to create the additional swap partition. So there's a way we need to create an additional swap partition. Yes. So do you have any doubts, any questions here? Yes, guys. Do you have any doubts, any questions? Yes, guys, can you hear me? So you can use swap on instead of swap off. Okay. Now check free-m. As you can reboot the operating system, automatically it is going to on. Okay. Swap on and swap off. So by default, if you're rebooting the operating system, automatically you will get the what we say. So it is going to on because we created a permanent mode pointed to that. Okay. So I hope you got it, guys. Yes, no. Okay, good. So this is all about standard partitions, guys. So like this, we can able to maintain the like this, we can able to manage the standard partitions, okay, and additional swap partition. So we need to discuss about LVMs, okay. So can we start? New concept, new chapter. No, why? Why, Milan? But anyway, I'm unable to complete the like session. It will take more than 1.5 hours. I need to complete the LVM sense. Difficult to remember. How many people you need LVMs? How many people you doesn't require LVM? Now, anyway, tomorrow I'm going to teach. Yes, guys. Okay. No. So you're okay, Chandana. Good. Then what about remaining people? So only 2 people will have in our classroom? What about remaining people? Can I ask some questions? Can I ask some questions to you peoples now? Okay. So leave about the like LVM class. I will ask some questions to you peoples what we discussed before. That means previous classes. Everything is main concept, Akhil. It's not like this. This is main and this is unimportant concept. It's an important concept. It's not an important concept. Everything you need to remember. That's it. Each and every point is important for us. Okay. Yes. Can I ask some questions from starting onwards? Can I ask few questions from file system hierarchy? Yes, guys. So, what is the home directory of the root user? So, what is the home directory of the root user? Very good, Chandana. /root is a home directory of the root user. Chandana and Sachin. Good. Okay. Next. From where we need to get the device files? So from where we need to get the device files? /dev. Good. So block file example, any one example related to block file. So block file example. So what is a block file? From where we'll get the block file? So B it will starting. Okay. So what is SDA3 and SDA2, SDA? These all block files only, no? Hard disk, pen drive, DVD, these all the best example for block files. Secondary storage device is a block file. So from where we will get this block files? Inside the dev itself only. Okay? Inside the dev itself only. Okay? Next. From where we'll get the login information? So from where we'll get the login files? In which directory we'll have the login files? Yes, guys. No, no, Sachin. No. So login files. Please concentrate on question. From where, in which directory, so we are going to get the login files. Var, very good. So var, inside the var, Sandeep and then Gaidrabaji, I think, okay. So var, inside the var, will have the one more directory called log. So inside the log, we'll have the login files and we'll get the login information from that particular file itself. Okay. Okay. So what is a use of proc directory? PROC. What is the use of prog directory? Very good, Akhil. So it contains process file and background running process will have. So we'll get the CPU information, very good. And then we'll get the memory information. So we'll have the two different files into the prog, that is called CPU info and then memory info. Using the CPU info and memory info, we'll get the CPU information and memory information both. Okay, next. Which directory from RHEL 7.0 onwards they introduced to us? The new directory from RHEL 7.0 onwards. So which directory? What is the directory name? Very good, Akhil. Run is a directory. Okay. So run is a directory. So we are going to get the this is a new directory from RHEL 7.0. So run contain real-time data, running services, last put information, then last put information and media. So removable media. Run contain removable media. That's it, guys. So if I'm connecting the pen drive to your laptop, if I'm connecting the pen drive into your in our laptop, how we need to open this pen drive? We should go to the run media. So media files. That means removable media files. Clear? So I hope you got it. Next. Where I need to find out all the root user commands. So from where we'll get the root user commands? Very good, Sai Kiran. Sbin. Sbin contain root user command. Okay. So bin contain a normal user commands. Okay. So bin contain normal user command. Sbin contain root user commands. Clear? Okay. Now, if you install any software, that means packages, by default where it will store. If you install any packages, by default where it will store. Yes, guys. If you install any packages, by default where it will store. So like operating system related packages in the sense, so it will store into the USR. Then third party application into the OPT. Okay. Good. Okay. So now, how to concatenate the files? How to concatenate the file? Example. So cat is not enough. I need example. Cat, then how we need to concatenate the file? So cat command is not enough. Yes. With the help of cat command only we can able to concatenate, but I need like proper syntax of the cat command. How to concatenate the file? For example, I have the file 1 and file 2. Both the files having the two different data, two different content. I need to copy this both the files data into the another file called file 3. Then how? How, guys? Srika, Sai Kiran. So he's good. Okay. So Sai Kiran, he sent the right answer. So reminding people you are wrong. Okay. So guys, if you doesn't know even cat command, what is the use of to learning this Linux class, guys? Only Sai Kiran, Gunda Sai Kiran, he was given the perfect answer. Apart from Sai Kiran, everyone is wrong. So please concentrate, do the practical session. I'm asking very, very basic questions to you people. So you're not getting anything. So you're giving wrong answers here. Okay. So you need a good practical session. Otherwise, you are not going to get the Linux. Okay. cat space file1 space file2 greater than file3. Concatenate. How to change the timestamp of the file? Yes. How to change the timestamp of the file? Yes, guys. So I need full syntax. So touch is a command, it's okay. I need a syntax of the touch command to change the file's timestamp, okay? Sachin and Ranjan, okay? I need full syntax of the touch command to change the timestamp. Yes, guys, anybody? Very good, Sai Kiran. So touch hyphen D, and then first we need to provide year, month, date, Sai Kiran. Syntax error will have. So first we should provide year, then month, then date, then hours, minutes, seconds, and then finally we need to provide the file name. Okay, Ranjani, you're good. Okay, okay, right. How to create the parent and child directories? For example, I have the L1 directory. Inside the L1, we need a L2. Inside the L2, we need a L3. Inside the L3, we need a L4. Syntax, Mahipal, mkdir, everybody they know. So mkdir hyphen p, then L1 slash L2, L2 slash L3, L3 slash L4. Okay, forward slash we should use. Okay. Yeah, very good, guys. Sachin, Kiran, good. Okay, next. How to find out the block files from dev directory? I need to filter only block files from dev directory. So how we need to find out the block files from dev directory? Yes, guys. How to see, if you go to the dev directory, we'll have the number of the files, we'll have the character files, and we'll have the block files, we'll have the directories and files and everything. But I need to filter only block file from dev directory. How I need to filter the block files? Yes, guys. So how to get the content of the directory? Okay, find also you can use, but okay, so find also, see, no need to use on dev. Find, so on dev doesn't require. Yes, Maria. So you're okay, but you need to improve the command. So we need to add the ls command to the grep. So let's see, guys, here. ls hyphen l symbol grep space cap b. You need to enter into the dev directory, then you need to execute this command. Okay. Okay. How we need to find out the files more than 10 KB in total operating system. Okay. In my operating system, I need to find out few files. The file, it should be more than 10 KB. So how? So find slash hyphen size. Very good. Okay. So plus 10 KB. Good. Okay. Good. Next. What is the use of sed command? SCD. So what is the use of sed command, guys? SED, Steam Editor. To remove to find and replace the content into the output. For example, we'll have the one word called Linux. I need to replace this Linux word with Windows while you're executing the command so in your output. So at the time we need to use set command. Okay. So we need to use set command. How to create the soft link? Yes, guys. How to create the soft link? Yes, how to create the soft link? No. Which command I need to use to create a soft link? Soft is a file, guys. Cat greater than soft means we are creating the one file called soft. That's it. I'm not creating the soft link. This is a file name. That's it. I'm asking how we need to create the soft link. ln-s, then source file and destination file. Good. Okay. Next, how to add the users into the group? How to add the users into the group? Yes, guys. How we need to add the users into groups? Which command I need to use to add the users into the group? User mod -a capital G group name and then username. Very good, Akhil. Okay. Sandeep and Akhil. Okay. Good. How to delete the user along with the home directory? Yes. How to delete the user along with his home directory? How to delete the user along with the home directory? User del -r and then we need to provide the username. Very good, Srikant. Okay. Sai Kiran, not Srikant, Sai Kiran. Okay. Good. Next. How to assign the password to the user account? How to assign the password for user account? Yes, guys. Which command I need to use to assign the password for user? So password is a command. So and we need to provide the username. Okay, good. Okay. How to remove the password from the user account, guys? Yes. How to remove the password from user? I assign the password. Now I need to remove the password. So it doesn't require any password. I need to remove the password. So how to remove the password? Yes, guys. I'm not deleting the file. I am removing the password from the user, Mahipal. rm-rvf to delete the files and directories. Very good, Sai Kiran. Password-d is an option to remove the password from the file. Password, username, double enter. No, okay. So password, PASSWD, not PASSWRD. Chandana. PASSWD only. PASSWD space -d, then username. Okay. Next. How to change the password properties of the user? Which command I need to use to change the password properties of the user? Yes. Which command I need to use to change the password properties of the user? Which command I need to use to change the password properties of the user? etc shadow contain password properties. It's good. I need to change. Very good. Chage is a command to change the password properties of the particular user. Ranjani. Ranjani Pillai. Okay. Next, how to assign the non-unique ID for the multiple groups. How to assign the non-unique ID for multiple groups. Yes, guys. How to assign the non-unique ID, non-unique ID for multiple groups. Anybody? No. Non-unique group ID. Which option I need to use? Hmm? Got it. Group mod hyphen OG. OG to assign the same ID for multiple groups. The same group ID for multiple groups. Okay. Next. How to kill the process with the help of kill command. How to kill the process with the help of kill command. Yes. Yes, guys. How to kill the process with the help of kill command. Kill hyphen 9. Very good. Okay, Sachin. 15 or 9. What? Kill hyphen L you can use. Okay. Then I'm trying to killing. So 9. 15 to terminate. How to make the process into the sleep status while you are executing at the time. Yes, guys. I need to, while I'm executing the process you should not disturb onto the foreground. So I need to make this process into the sleep status. That means into the running status into background. So how? Yes. Very good, Sandeep. So we need to keep @ symbol end of the command. Good. Okay. So I hope you're good. So please do the practical session, guys. We'll have the number of the questions, okay? So please, so try to do the basic practical sessions like cat command, touch command, mkdir is very, very important for you people. So every day we are going to use these commands in our daily life if you get the job. So definitely we are going to use grep command, then kill command, kill all, kill, and these all stuff. Okay? Please concentrate on that. Okay. See you tomorrow. Then we'll start LVMs tomorrow. Okay?